Hello, people of the VC. Andy back, aka Cloudy Milder, for episode 9 of my 3 random record series. I'm sure you all know what this is all about now. Showing all my records that I owned before I started showing updates on the VC, and just with a little twist on it, I numbered them all between 1 and 150, and then I ask you guys, my subscribers, to just give me a number, and I'll show the records that correspond to those numbers. So I'll pick 3 each week. I've got there's um, a blogging website where I actually got a grid, and it shows all the numbers that have been selected and all the numbers that haven't, to hopefully make it easier for you guys to pick a number that's not already been picked. Feel free to play along. I've actually got enough numbers to cover me for a couple more episodes, but I've got 150 in total of these to go through, so keep the numbers coming. If you want more details, look back at some of the other videos in this series, and I kind of talk more about it there, but I kind of want to avoid going into in-depth detail every single episode, because I know there's quite a few people that I think watch all of these, and I don't want to bore you with the details. So let's get into the records. So 3 numbers this week. First one from Blackmore Rules, number 25. I think this is the second time, Greg, you've submitted a number for me. I can't remember off the top of my head what came up last time, but rather appropriately. So if you don't know Greg is Greg plays a lot of rock and heavy metal in his car, and does regular What's Spinning episodes. Very funny guy, very funny video. So do check him out. There'll be links to everybody's channels in the description. But Greg's from Canada, so rather appropriately, number 25 is a Canadian band, and that is Thor with Only the Strong. So this is a 1985. Look at that picture. That's one of the reasons why I bought this album, actually, and then worried about what the music sounded like after. I just thought that was a killer picture. So this is 1985. This is a UK pressing on Roadrunner Records. Surprisingly enough, this was actually recorded in England. So this is their 4th album. And you know what? I really like this album. It's kind of cheesy metal. Lord Doompaul, he talks about cheesy metal quite a lot, and this is definitely in that category. Shouldn't be taken too seriously, but it is seriously good heavy metal, in my opinion. Just show the label. So just the plain Roadrunner badge. Nothing too spectacular there. But there's some great songs on here. Listen to it again this week, as I do with all of the albums before I show them in the series. If you've not heard of these before, and I'm not sure if these are available on YouTube to check out, but I mean, songs like Let the Blood Run Red and Thunder on the Tundra are kind of great heavy metal anthems, really. What do they sound like? To me, they sound like a bit of a mix between Judas Priest, Wasp, maybe. I don't know if I'm just saying Wasp because of how they look, and that's influencing me saying that. But there's also a few kind of pre-1982 Maiden riffs in there, so kind of recognise a few of the guitar pieces that could quite easily fit on Iron Maiden or Killers album. But definitely hear quite a strong sort of Judas Priest influence in here, which is no bad thing. But yeah, a great album. Unfortunately, there's a label tear on here, which happened long before I picked up this copy, just a plain white sleeve, so I don't know if it originally came with a picture in a sleeve or a lyric sheet. I would definitely look for an upgrade. The vinyl's pretty good, but definitely look out for an upgrade for the cover, because this is an album I really like. So that was number 25, Blackmore Rules. Next up, you might have just seen it there. So number 99 was selected by Eric 1970X. So thank you, Eric, for joining in. So this is a band that really needs no introduction. It's a band that I've shown lots of records for in my videos as I'm collecting up my 80s Saxon collection. But this is Saxon Wheels of Steel, obviously. And this was the first Saxon album that I ever had. So I probably bought this around 85, 86. This was originally released in 1980, but this is a reissue. But when it was reissued, I don't know. There's an entry for this in Discogs, but again, the date in there is unknown. I can't find any information online about Fame reissue of Wheels of Steel. It was definitely reissued sometime in the 80s. Given it's a UK pressing and it's got a barcode, I am guessing at earliest it's 85, because I didn't really see barcodes in the UK until around 85, mid 80s to late 80s. But having said that, it sounds pretty good. It's some great tracks. In fact, there's no bad tracks on here really, as with any early Saxon album. Motorcycle Man, Stand Up Be Counted, 747, Wheels of Steel, Freeway Mad. Yeah, See the Light Shining, Street Fighting Gang, Susie Hold On, and Machine Gun. I didn't intend to read out the full track listing, but you know, it's difficult to pick out a clear favourite, and there's certainly no filler here in my eyes. The original Saxon lineup of Biff, Quinn, Oliver, Dawson, and Gill. And one thing I'd quite like to see is on the thank yous, they thank Tommy Vance down here. Now, Tommy Vance was the DJ for BBC Radio Friday Rock Show that was on every Friday, obviously, and that was pretty much the only. He was pretty much the only radio DJ in the 80s that was playing, you know, heavy metal music on national radio in the UK. So Friday nights always spent in front of the in front of the wireless, in front of the radio, hearing about new bands and you know, just drinking in my heavy metal scene. So there we go, just a generic Fame label. Nothing special there. Vinyl's in okay nick, considering the age and the fact that it was played a lot by me in the 80s. So thank you, Eric 1970X. That's the Saxon's third album, of course. Right, moving on. Getting through nice and quickly today. Scott Waters. Everybody knows Scott Waters. NoLifeTillMetal.com. Thousands of subscribers, knows a lot about metal, does a lot of great videos. If you subscribe to me, no doubt you are subscribed to him, but again, a link below to his channel. So Scott, number 100, again another 80s this classic, a live album this time, from the godfathers of heavy metal, Motorhead, with No Sleep Till Hammersmith. This is a 1981 UK pressing on bronze. It's not in the best of shape, so the cover's probably VG, but it does, the inner sleeve is actually in very, very good nick. So just a photo in the sleeve, no lyrics. which and show you the label as well. In case you didn't believe me that it was a live album, there we go. Bronze Motorhead live. Same on the flip. What can I tell you about this album that you don't already know? Nothing really. It's a fantastic 80s live album. Great tracks on it from obviously very early Motorhead. But again, no filler on here like the Saxon. Every track stands out on here as being worthy of being on here. As I said, the vinyl's not in great condition. It's not particularly scratched. It's just got a lot of deep ingrained dirt in it. I've hand cleaned it a couple of times, and the clicks and pops aren't audible now actually during the songs, just between the tracks and the running. But another one that I would look out for a much better copy. But obviously, since the turn of the year, Motorhead albums and records seem to be at a premium now. So I'm not in a hurry to pick up a new copy. It's just good enough for me right now. Yeah, one thing I do like about the album is and live albums in general is just generally especially they keep a little bit of the banter in between the songs, and particularly like just before No Class, Lemmy dedicates it to himself and Eddie. This was for me and Eddie. It's called No Class, which I really like about that. Yeah, thank yous on here as well. Thanks to Smirnoff and Carlsberg, without whom lots of this would have been coherent. So it's a great album to have. I love it. It's been great. I usually play these for this series, play the records through that are selected just to remind myself. But I've given that a couple of spins, and I don't think it's going to go back on the shelf again just yet. I'm sure it's going to get a couple more this week. So there we go. There you have it. Here's your 3 random records for this video. Motorhead, Saxon, Wheels of Steel, and All Fingers and Thumbs, Thor, Only the Strong. Okay, well, thank you for watching. If you want to get involved and participate, leave me a number. Check out the Blogspot page, link below. Pick a number that's not been picked yet. Drop it in the comments, and I'll let you know which episode it's coming up in. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.